Young artists need to practice moving and manipulating objects to understand them, and to learn more about how their own bodies work in relation to the world, even if they don't know that's what they're doing. Children need to practice movements to gain and strengthen their fine motor skills, and this lesson aims to do just that. Young artists will explore basic color mixing by adding Blick liquid watercolor to Crayola Model Magic air dry clay to create clay balls to use as mosaic tiles that can be pressed into a Model Magic base. We're going to start by placing a piece of Model Magic into a plastic zip bag, then add about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of liquid watercolor. It is possible to add too much watercolor and oversaturate the clay. If this happens, simply leave the bag open and let the clay dry to a normal texture. Now, this also means the reverse is true. If the clay has somewhat dried in the packaging, it can be revived into an optimal working consistency when the liquid watercolor is added. Close the bag, pressing out as much air as possible. To ensure best results and cleanliness, an adult should assist in these steps when working with younger students. Mix the color in the bag, kneading and pressing the clay. Once most of the watercolor has been absorbed by the clay, you can open the bag and take out the clay. Adding less color will result in a pastel shade, like this, and adding more will result in a richer color, like this blue. Now, Crayola makes a whole palette of ready-made Model Magic colors that could be used for this project. But for young artists, there's really value in the act of squishing and mixing, and it's really fun. Each student can create 3 to 5 colors of clay, and finished clay tile balls can be shared amongst students. Now that we have a variety of colors mixed, we can begin making our cylindrical tiles. Take a small piece of clay and roll it into a ball in your fingers or in the palm of your non-dominant hand. I've set up a tray here lined with felt to place the balls on while they dry. And the felt will keep the balls from rolling around on the tray and coming into contact with each other. If they do touch before they dry, they will stick and deform. Now, little ones working on dexterity and fine motor skills can be instructed to challenge themselves to make each piece the exact same size and shape, while more advanced artists can make a set of different sizes to create a more complex final mosaic design. Pieces can vary from the size of a pencil eraser top to just under the size of a dime. Now, we're going to create a base for our mosaic. Traditionally, tiles would be set into an adhesive and mortar or grout would be rubbed into the crevices between tiles. In this process, however, we are going to press the balls into the base. Begin by choosing a color. Roll a larger piece of clay into a ball. Sizes can vary, but they shouldn't be too large or too small. I like to keep them within a range of 1 or 2 inches in diameter. Place the ball on a flat, clean surface. Cutting mats work well for this. Place dowel rods on either side of the clay, leaving room for the clay to expand as it's rolled out. The dowel rods will act as rails, keeping the rolling pin level as the clay is rolled out. I'm going to place a plastic zip bag on top to keep the clay from sticking to my rolling pin. Now, to keep the piece circular and not egg-shaped, begin by pressing very lightly, rolling from the center up and then down. Then pick up the clay, flip it over, turn, and repeat, pressing more firmly all the way down to the dowel rods. Remove the plastic. Now it's time to bring everything together. Because the clay tile balls are so small, they dry very quickly, but they can also be used as mosaic tiles before they dry. When they are completely dried and cured, when pressed into the clay, they remain more raised and spherical. If they are less dry, they have a tendency to flatten out and press more into the clay. Arrange tiles onto the base. Keeping the dowel rods in place and adding a piece of plastic, gently roll over the piece, pressing the tiles into the base. And that's it! Once you get rolling, it's hard to stop. Go to dickblick.com for a full instructional PDF and list of materials. While you're there, be sure to check out our hundreds of other free lesson plans.